Good morning everyone. Today I am going to walk through some of important building blocks of JavaScript which are named as variables, arrays, functions, objects and loops. Think of these five pillars as building blocks of entire JavaScript. Let's start with variables. In JavaScript, a variable is like a storage box of information. You can store values like numbers, text or even complex data. These can be stored in any forms, like you can store your name, your age or your salary when you're taking an employee list. And now let's talk about arrays. Now imagine you need to store multiple values together like a list of items. This is where arrays comes in. To put it simply, an array is like a shelf. You store multiple boxes each at its own position and index. So an array is most useful for storing multiple values of nearly same data type, and it can be very useful in writing the code. In JavaScript, array index start from 0 and continues on. Arrays are super useful when you need to store and process a group of data of similar data type. Now let's move on to the third pillar, which is functions. Function is like a recipe. It's a set of instructions that you can reuse whenever you want. And so to put it bluntly, function is basically a block of code which can be invoked when a condition is satisfied in the code. For example, let's say let car be a function. In that function, it has brand, model and Camry, year, etc. These can be derived as the properties of the function. These are all the keys and their values are described in the function named car. Objects are powerful and the function can be greatly helpful in assisting the user, making code more reliable and reusable. See, now let's move on to our fourth objective, which are objects. Objects store data in a key value pairs. Think of it as a dictionary where each word has a meaning value. So let me repeat it again. An object stores data in key value pairs. It is a dictionary where each word or each key has an individual meaning or special meaning. Objects are powerful because they can also store functions, array and even other objects. In real world programming, most of the data you will deal with will be in object form. So there are many programming languages oriented across object, which are known as object oriented program languages such as Java and etc. These above four are the blocks of JavaScript code, and let's move on to our final block, which are loops. A loop allows you to repeat a code without writing it multiple times. The most common loop is for loop. So for loop, we invoke the for loop and set a condition inside the for loop, and when the condition is met, the function gets invoked. The loop prints the code several times without needing it to write multiple actions. So a loop can be very helpful in writing and making the code more reliable. So
Good morning everyone. Today I am going to walk you through some of the most important building blocks of JavaScript, like variables, arrays, functions, objects and loops. Think of these as the 5 pillars that hold up almost every JavaScript program. If you understand these, you are already halfway to being a confident JavaScript programmer. First one, variables. Let's start with variables. In JavaScript, a variable is